I mean, there's no denying that Rishi Sunak is a very compelling personality, and he makes a very strong case, I think, for the leadership because he does communicate authority, and he did hold such an important office of state at a very critical point for the country. And I think that is really the kind of the dynamic that his team are wanting to get on board with and wanting people to support him for. And obviously, he's drawn a strong contingent of his fellow MPs already supporting him. And they're not just what you might call the usual suspects. It was an impressive launch. Nevertheless, one can't get past the fact that many people will see him as having been too involved with the current regime, the current government, too much involved with some of those measures around lockdown and a very, very high spending agenda, which is in part, if not wholly, led to where we are economically.
Yeah, isn't it interesting in some ways? It's almost a pincer movement, against Rishi in the sense that he might get blamed for the government's record and at the same time also got blamed for helping bring it down, or the Prime Minister down.
Yes, I mean, and in a sense, both. I mean, he has to be accountable for both of those things. It's a tricky one. I personally don't think that he should be criticised for making the move against the Prime Minister, because that had been welling for such a long time, and somebody, if you like, had to make that step. And in the end, actually, he was ever so slightly beaten to it, wasn't he, by Sajid Javid. So I think that, frankly, that is a foolish thing to focus on at the moment. I think the important thing for the electorate, which is the MPs in the first instance, to think about here is, which of these candidates will make a better job of being the Prime Minister? Which of them has the better policy platform? And which of them is able to comport themselves through this process without being too critical of others?